places like IMG. Hey, you better test it. You ain't bad at test. Come and play against the best and from the generation next. Hey, hopping all on Facebook, not going for that flex. When a tough game gets set, we do our best to try to pull up where they at. Hey, you ain't get no invite, just sitting around hanging. What you thinking? You ain't in if you ain't in them power rankings. Hey, yeah, it get lit. Hey, hotter than the sauna. Hey, try again next year, you might get a call from Jonah. Hey, but it ain't no waiting, you gotta come outside and play. Hey, if they can come to you, then go and play them games away. Hey, yeah, in December, that's when ain't nobody safe. Hey, think I'm just talking, I just got off live with Clay. Hey, yeah, I go crazy on that highlight, they rewind me, they come and find me, and then invite me to wine. See, I came for MVP to have the whole league behind me. Done played in big places like IMG. Hey, yeah, battle tested, you ain't bad at test. Come and play against the best and from the generation next. Hey, hopping all on Facebook, not going for that flex. When a tough game gets set, we do our best to try to pull up where they at. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Talking all that junk. Let's talk it out. We really number one.
Yo, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Another week, another day, getting closer to the Youth National Championships. Of course, I'm Jonah Wooler with my partner in crime, Clayton Guillory, holding it down in the big Show Me State. No, Show Me State is Missouri, y'all. Bigger, everything big in Texas. One of y'all models, you know what it is over there in Texas. I see Wayne. Y'all got a football team over there in Texas? Hold on, let me see that.
Listen, man, neither one of our professional football teams are any good, so we don't talk about them. But our baseball teams are the shit.
Who watches baseball, man? Come on, you on Football Uncut. Don't try to claim no baseball because it's convenient for you in Texas right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, well, Clay, we know we're getting close to the YNC as we get closer to December. The temperature's changing. We know it's getting around that time of the year. This is where we start focusing on the cream rising to the top. Of course, we started all the way in preseason. We watch these teams kind of battle it out as they go through their middle season. And really some teams, we'll talk about certain age divisions where teams that you didn't think in the beginning of the season will be really pressing towards the finish line, but they really are. So congratulations to some teams that's really punching into the rankings and punching their ticket to the YNC. What I want to say, Clay, before we jump into it, man, is that if you've never been to YNC National Championships, that Monday when you get off the plane or that Monday when you step into, check in, the vibe starts then. Tuesday is just the craziest day because this is the first day of contact football. These are the teams that they've been seeing each other on the internet, Clay. They've been watching each other on YouTube. They've been watching under radar. They've been watching the aerial views by AMP. But it don't look like that in person. You know what I'm saying? You can only gauge speed and size when you're watching a video. But when you finally see this opposing team and these different styles of football in front of you, it's crazy. So some of the most brilliant minds in youth football, it's like a big party, as Clay said last week, man. I can't even explain that. When you see all these people and you put all these dots together nationally, the vibe that's there. And one thing we'll say, we're not trying, again, and we said this a million times, and we're going to sound like a broken record. We're not trying to do the 200 and 300 game tournament. That's not what the Youth National Championship about.
Yeah.
The Youth National Championship is finding the best football teams. Forget all the narratives, forget all every opinions, but arguably the best teams to play in a national championship. So when you finish playing the national championships, and we finish hitting you with all the videos, and we hitting you with all under radars, we hitting you with all the live streams with Al and Generation Next, and we hitting y'all with the uniforms and the chains and the rings. When all the glitz and glamour is going away, you have something to stand on. And you standing on YNC business, which means in French, in Spanish, in Chinese, in Buddhism, whatever you want to say, that you the best. And it is what it is. And this ain't no slight at nobody else, but you take our champs. Since we started, go back to 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and no exception 2023. Take our champs from anywhere in the country, line them up to anything you want to, and the result is going to be 90.8% the same thing. YNC is just that because of the competition gauntlet that you go through. So last year, name all them babies. You know them all by heart. You all the way from 6U to 14U, they're worldwide. So Clay, we're going to be announcing some teams that's punched their ticket so far that has that opportunity to punch their name and etch their names in stone and that legacy, bro. And I was just watching one of the videos that we reeled off, man, with just kind of seeing some of the kids from the Purple Machine and how they're doing in high school right now. It's starting to go viral.
You see
it's
that?
a movie. But you get to see the stars before they blossom right here at the YNC. No exception here. And we're going to keep doing it, man. We can keep making movies and say what you want. Nobody spend those video cameras like how we do when it comes to these babies. We spend the money. We make sure they get out there. We make sure they get the pub. We make sure the live stream is the dopest. We make sure we got the replays. We make sure we got the red flag challenges. Why? Because the product has to stand on its own. Not what I say, not what Clay says. If we walked away from it now and Clay and I didn't say another thing, that product has to stand on its own, Clay.
And the thing about it, Jonah, is that I said it on when we put our sizzle out, right? I said it on one of our sizzle reels. If you go to every Power 5 school in the country right now, either on their roster or on their recruiting board is a kid that played in the YNC series, whether if it's a preseason event or a national event, because these kids statistically have turned out to be the best of the best. And that's the thing that you can't take away from it. This isn't, a narrative that's trying to be spent. This is facts. We can pull the tapes, we can pull the live streams and show you these kids, right? And we can show you where they are now and what they're doing, man. And it's second to none. And the thing about it is the high percentage rate can't be duplicated. It's a lot of people that can make a lot of statements that's been around for a long time. I'm talking to you about cold, hard facts since 2017. Been a lot of great teams, a lot of great athletes, a lot of great coaches. And myself and Jonah, we can't take all the credit, man. You guys believing in the brand, believing in the product, and putting your babies in a position where they've got to play the best to be the best, man, has been all about it. See, the thing about the YNC is we're not here to support this whole culture that everybody gets a trophy, everybody gets a participation award, everybody gets something for being almost good enough. Because you and I both know that's not how life is, right? You're classically conditioning these babies right now to accept it's okay to just get there and not win the show. It's not okay just to get to the electric company office but not pay the electricity bill. You got to be able to seal the deal, baby. You got to be able to seal the deal. And that's what the Youth National Championship is about. You can say what you want, but we gonna listen. We're going to take all that profit that everybody talk about. Oh, Clayton Jones made $1 million on the YNC. All that. We're going to spend it on them kids, man. We're going to put it back on them babies. One guy was saying, he said, man, I seriously doubt that they really spending that type of money on them kids. Go ask Lambo. Go ask Voodoo. Go ask Bessemer. Go ask Rare Breeds. Go ask Georgia Eagles. Hell, even go ask Twin City, because they've been there a couple times before last year. Ask them what it's like to receive one of them YNC national championship packages. It's second to none. Ask City Life, who was there with their older team. TJ will tell you. And y'all know, TJ, you know, they straddle the fence back and forth between a other platform and this platform, but he would tell you, it's nothing like getting on the phone and hitting up Jonah and Clay and say, hey, man, I need 40 pairs of this for my team, and boom, in 48 hours, it's on your front doorstep. That's what you do. It's an old cliche, but it's true, Jonah. It pays to be a winner. It pays to be a winner. And what I want to do, I want to put the baddest 8 teams in the country in one spot and say, show me who's the best. Because I say it all the time. When you walk away from the YNC with that crystal ball in your hand, hey, I'm going to ride with you against anybody. You can go play a high school varsity team if you want to. And I'm riding with my YNC champion, man. Because they've been through the fire and they prove it, bro. They prove it.
Clay, and here's my thing, man. And maybe because I just love the game so much, my expectations kind of be high because I know what's going on in our board meetings. I know what happens when we sit down with our major, you know, partners and whatnot. And I just kind of hold everybody to our letter of law. And you sent me a text message the other day, man. You was like, man, look what these people doing. Said I post this, and I'm like, Clay, nah, don't post it, man. Just keep that in your back pocket.
Oh, hey, you saved them. You saved them. I was going to put it out there too.
but man, we take the title national championship serious. We don't look at it as a tournament. I know a lot of people, you know, they do this to generate revenue. They'll put tournament on their titles and put national, you know, championship. When we say national championship, when we came and we built this thing, we just really took it serious. And that's why we modeled it really kind of after the college model. But when we start seeing like other national championship platforms just take anybody in, 4 losses, 5 losses, and it's like, nah, just come on in. You're already good, bro. It's straight. And we still in October. Like, man. Like, so to me, that's kind of watered down. And I'll never put anybody out there or whatever. But I'm just saying, the reason we shrunk it back to 8 teams, man, is just because we really wanted to make sure that vision was communicated, not just from us on our end, but y'all kind of see it. Like, man, we backed off all the D2, D3, you know, 50 teams. We wanted to be like the Marines, a few in the proud. So when you walk away, it's that gauntlet, man. So, you know, Clay, tonight, let's shout out to those teams that's punched their ticket. Disclaimer, guys, you still got to keep winning. This does not save you. This is not a get out of jail free card that just because you got this invite tonight, that you go take 3 L's and think, hey, man, y'all sent me that invite, you know, back in October. Man, you got to keep playing your ball. But what we want to do is just go ahead, get your parents ready, as Clay said last week. Get y'all situation together. Know what y'all got to do. And listen, you can't sit on the rankings either, bro. If somebody rolling up in your city, you can't be like, man, well, we ain't playing y'all because we got our invite. Sit on them rankings. We're just going to bump that team right in front. If they come to your city and you want to decline that fade, then you go ahead and sit on that gate out, man. You still got to play football. So, Clay, tonight is a little bit more than just invites. We got to talk about some things because, man, as I'm watching these comments sometimes that go on, you got coaches making up their own rules, Clay. They're making up their own YNC rules. I just saw some rules, man, that you can go ahead and tag somebody and stay still for a little bit, and the whole game got to stop for 30 seconds. Then you can start. Man, coach, we got to clear this up tonight, Clay, about YNC rules for a lot of people who haven't been there, because there's a lot of new faces on the block, especially on the younger age groups, that this is their first time to the city. So let's take some time and just make sure we get some major rules out of the way as well.
All right, so listen. we're going to go over the rules. I'm going to address this one question about the winner package. One of the, I believe it was Calvin. I saw it. He asked, do the winners get to come back for free at the YNC? See, here's the value in it. Not only do they get to come back next year in all preseason events for free, they get back into the national championship for free. If they have a 7-on-7 team, they get into the battle 7-on-7 platforms for free. And any of y'all know, if you play 7-on-7, them platforms can be anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a tournament, right? So I'm telling you, when it pays to be a winner, it pays to be a winner. But to touch on what Jonah's just talking about, man, a lot of that is completely right. I got people sending me screenshots of two teams meeting in a national game. They saying they want to play by YNC rules. They ate you, but then the coach saying, nah, we doing freeze punts. That's not how the YNC works. 8U on up is real big boy NCAA football. If you're trying to do any modifications to the rules, 8U and up, you're not playing YNC football, you're not playing national level football, right? By this time, October 24th, if your team 8U on up, that means 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U, 13U, 14U, does not know how to punt the ball with live heat coming at them, dog, don't pay your registration fee for YNC. Don't pay your registration for YNC. All right? But here's what we're going to do. There are some modifications for 6U and 7U. I get it. Everybody want to see the rankings. Everybody want to see who these new invites are. But we going to handle some housekeeping business real fast. We're gonna go through the rules a little bit. I'm gonna read through them. I'm gonna read through them quickly, guys, as quickly as I can. Address some of the, some of the stuff that's out there, and we're gonna roll with it like that. And then we'll get to these rankings and talking about who getting they invite and this and that, and let you go on and go on. So, AG, man, go on, hit us with the first page of the rankings. I'm gonna run through it real fast for everybody. So,
the rules, not the rankings. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the rules. My bad. I apologize. So, here's first page of the rules, right? And as you can see on here, as we run through everything, man, all games will be officiated by unified NCAA rules. All modifications to the rules are listed on this document only. All right. If it's not specified on this document, you go by the NCAA rules, and you can see the NCAA ruling will also include overtime. Now, one of the modifications that we have, 6U to 14U, each game will consist of 4 full 10-minute quarters, regulation time for all age levels. In regulation games, each team will receive 3 timeouts per half at the national championships. 6U will be allowed 1 offensive coach and 1 defensive coach on the field. All other coaches must stay on the sideline. 6U only. 7U all the way up to 14U, you got to play with all coaches on the sideline. Ages 8U through 14U have live punt and PAT, that means point after touchdown, under NCAA rules. All right. So that also means that if you run or pass for the extra point, like in NCAA, it's worth 2 points. If you kick it, it's worth 1. All right. Now, some of the modifications we have for 6U and 7U only. 6U and 7U only. All right. There are no live punts for 6U and 7U. Each punt will be a 30-yard walk-off. Any punt that can't be walked off the entire 30 yards will be considered a touchback for the receiving team. 6U and 7U modification only. If the quarterback is lined up under center, meaning he have his hands under the center butt, receiving the snap, the defensive player can line up over the center or in the immediate A gaps. If the quarterback is in the shotgun or pistol, meaning his hands are not under the center's butt and he's receiving the snap, the defensive player cannot line up in front of the center or in the immediate A gaps. Any defensive player that is blitzing when a quarterback is in the shotgun or pistol in the A gap, over the center or in the immediate A gaps, must start 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball. And this is 6U and 7U only. 8U on up is big boy football. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then, of course, if you want to go for a field goal or extra point attempt on 6U and 7U, it will be a protected kick, meaning the defense cannot rush. But if it's 8U on up, it's big boy football, and y'all got to be able to protect it. Every age group does kickoffs. All right. So 8U through 14U, the kickoff will be from the 35-yard line. 6U and 7U, kickoff will be from the 50-yard line. All right. Each team must provide their own ball. All balls must be leather. Doesn't matter if you have the smallest ball up to the largest ball. All balls must be genuine leather. If it is a composite or rubber football, you cannot use it at all whatsoever. When the game is set to start, if you don't have a leather football, you've got 5 minutes to get a leather football. If you don't find one in 5 minutes, you will be penalized 7 points, and the other team will get the ball first. At 10 minutes, if you don't find a leather football, you forfeit the game. All right? We play with real leather footballs in the YNC. Minimal game sizes: 6U, 7U, 8U, and 9U is a K2 ball. 10U and 11U is a TDJ. 12U, 13U, and 14U is a TDY. We don't care what league you come from. These are the minimal ball size at the YNC. You can use a bigger ball if you choose to, but these are your minimal ball sizes. Let's go on to the next page, AG. So now, if a team goes up by 20 points, then of course at that particular point, it will be a running clock game. If the other team scores and gets it under 20, then we go back to regulation clock. Quick thing over eligibility: everybody needs to be on a fall roster. Can't be a all-star team, tournament team, or spring team, anything like that. No players are allowed to dual certify. So what that means is that any player on your roster cannot play for any other organization or team. All right? Cannot play for any other organization or team unless it is for their school. It's for their school. No recreational teams, no park teams, no intramural teams, none of that. If they do, it is considered dual certification, and that player is disqualified from the YNC. And if the player is playing games and the coach knows that he's already been dual certified, those games then will be forfeited. All right. Now, on 13U and 14U, a player must have a minimum of 4 regular season games to be considered an active person on the roster. For 6U through 12U, they have to have 6 regular season games. Independent teams, listen to this. Independent teams, regular season games must be between the dates of August 15th and November 30th, and no YNC preseason events can be considered regular season games. So if you play the game in the YNC preseason, you can't use it as a regular game. You have to have your own regular games. And then, of course, we know those that are in leagues, they have their own regular season games. If you in high school or 8th grade, all right, if a player is in high school or 8th grade and they play one down over 9th grade football, they are not eligible for the YNC. So you may say, Clayton, what is 9th grade football? Because it's different in every state. In Texas, you have a 9th grade team, a JV team, and a varsity team. In other states, you may not have that. Well, here's the definition of 9th grade football. If your son is on a high school team and every person on that high school team is in a 9th grade or younger, then, and when I mean younger, 9th grade, 8th grade, 7th grade, et cetera, and every team they play against, all the players are in 9th grade, 8th grade, 7th grade, or younger. That is freshman football. If your son is on a team of all 9th graders and they play against another team that has sophomores and juniors on that team, that is a JV team. At that point, your son is no longer eligible to play in the YNC, 9th grade football only. And then, of course, our age cutoff date is July 1st, 2023, and it is the age the player is on that particular day. Now, if you're in a league, you have to use your league's cutoff date. You cannot remove kids from your roster if you're in a league to fit in a specific age level at the YNC, because, again, your roster is your roster. You've got to play with your roster. And then, of course, as you can see, we had everything in there for the website so you could register your rosters before September 1st, which was our national roster cutoff date. At Nationals, all players must have a Zords Gold or Silver card unless you live in a part of the country where by state law you can't get an ID, and then you'll reach out to us and we'll let you know what documentation we need. Once you get that card in Zorts, you still need to bring the original copy to certification at Nationals. So if you used a player ID, a ID card to get a gold card in Zorts, that original card, the hard copy, not the paper, because we don't take the paper, the hard copy has to be present at certification so we can verify everything. And then, of course, before every game, we'll do a face-to-face to make sure everybody has bands. If the player doesn't have band, then he's got to go recertify. We won't hold up a game for him to recertify. That should have been taken care of before the game started. And then let's head to the next one, AG. And then, of course, just talks about the documents we take: state ID, military ID, passport card, native tribal ID. Rosters being turned in by September 1st. As you can see, there's a maximum of 10 people on the sideline with wristbands, which are considered the coaching staff. I get it. I've already got some phone calls. Some of you guys have about 13 to 15 coaches on your staff. Only 10 are going to get coaches' bands. All right. What I recommend, all right, because only 10 are going to have field access, is head coach pick your 10 most important people and put them on the sideline. And those other coaches, they can coach from behind the fence or they can coach from behind the stands, but they also will have to pay an entry fee. If you want to be fair about it, have all the coaches put $5 each together, and that'll cover the entry fee for your other coaches, that were not part of the 10 to get a wristband, right? Just a suggestion. You can handle it how you want, right? And then, I'm just trying to help out, Jonah, right?
Pick a straw, bro.
Any
Pick a
team,
straw.
coach, or player found guilty of cheating or breaking breaking YNC guidelines is subject to immediate board review, and we can sanction and include up to immediate disqualification or a lifetime ban from the YNC, right? And then again, this is a pure invitation event only, so there's no automatic bids like some people are getting to some places, right? Your body of work is how you get in. So the narrative is you don't have to play or you don't have to win to get in at the YNC. That's not true. You got to win in your body of work. There has been a select few who did not win the very last game they played before the YNC and still was eligible to get in. But that means that they won a whole lot before that and their body of work got them in. So take it how you want. And then let's go to that last and final page, AG, so we can get the people to what they really want. All right, so for those of you guys that's never been to a YNC before, we're going to have metal detectors, right? We are a gun-free area, so all spectators are going to have to go through either a metal detector or a Wanda, subject to being searched at all events. We will have increased police coverage at the YNC events. We have a 100% clear bag policy, even for coaches and players. So if you don't have a clear duffel bag or a clear backpack, go to Dick's, go to Academy, whatever sporting goods stores in your area. Get you one of them $5 mesh bags. Have your baby throw his football equipment in that, throw it over his shoulder, boom. He can walk on in there. We can see through it. He good to go. All canopies that you bring to the venue must be carried in by hand. Can't be carried in by the canopy bag. A lot of y'all may say, Clayton, y'all go overboard with this. Listen here, my number one priority is to make sure every player, spectator, volunteer, and employee that shows up at the YNC event returns home safe and alive. So if you can't respect our rules to try to make sure everybody is safe, because we know where we are in youth football, the state we in right now, then hey, man, the YNC is not a place for you to be at, because we're going to try to make it as safe as possible. Also, very big inconvenience, especially for my older spectators, and I apologize for this, but here's the deal. We got to do it. No pull-in wagons will be allowed into the venue. These pull-in wagons have a lot of different pockets and compartments in it. Very easy for people to sneak weapons in. So therefore, we won't allow them at all. Coolers and snack bags must be carried in by hand, and all coolers will be subject to search. Coolers should only have water or sports drinks. Anything outside of water, sports drinks, or fruit will be denied entry into the venue. All right. Chains and down markers will be ran by YNC event employees. There is no exception to the number of people allowed on the sideline. All media passes must be approved 48 hours before the event begins. And every team that received the invite, there is a media pass application on there. It must be a legitimate media person with verifiable credentials. All coaches will have to perform a background check. Guys, don't get freaked out by this. All right. So if you fail the background check, myself and the rest of the committee, we will take a look at the background. If you made a mistake, 10 years ago and you've been living your life right since then, boom, we'll approve it. No big deal. But I can tell you this, guys, if you got domestic abuse, if you've been beating on women, if you've been beating on children, if you got assault with a deadly weapon, if you done tried to kill somebody, all that sort of thing, we're not going to allow you to prove it. Some other platforms will let you, but not the YNC platform. It just is what it is, and I apologize for the inconvenience, but there's some things that we got to stand on, and that's one of them. That's not something that we support, right? Zero tolerance for verbal or physical misconduct towards referee or event staff. So please, 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 and don't get me wrong. Y'all know some of my guys, they got some miles on them too, right? They with the shits like some of you parents are, but let's keep it cool, man. Let's make it a great event for these kids. And of course, zero tolerance for physical altercations at any youth event across any youth platform. So for example, what went down in Atlanta with 13U RDDC and St. Louis Elite. Every person that I can identify, that I can get a name for, that was involved in that physical altercation based on the video I have, you would not be allowed in the YNC. Please don't show up. Please don't show up, because if I find out that you snuck in, and y'all know how it is, people talk, they're going to say, oh, such and such over there that got into the fight at, he over there, Clay, boom. We're going to get the cops. We're going to get you removed immediately. We will refund you your money back. And we're gonna say, hey, enjoy South Florida, but not at that event. All right. It doesn't matter if you're a coach, head coach, spectator, money man, baby mama, whatever your title is. If you threw a punch, if you tried to cause physical harm, you are no longer allowed in the Youth National Championship. Bam! And just like that, AG, we done.
So let me put y'all on game. We're partnering with the Palm Beach Sheriff Office. Let me give y'all a history on Palm Beach Sheriff Office, because y'all who live out of state or out of town may think it's a game. Palm Beach Sheriff Office, they're pretty bored. They don't really have a lot that going on in the city. So when the Youth National Championship come to town, they train, they do SWAT for like 2 months. They jump out of buildings, they flip out of cars, they throw grenades, because they don't get no action. Trust me, if you try to come down there with like how my man said, with the craziness, you're gonna get what you're asking for, bro. We let to play football. We let to make sure the babies had the platform. And today's day, adults want to shine more than the babies do. Some of these teams, you don't even know who the kids are, but the coach is doing lives every day. Every day. You get up in the morning, they do it every day. You go to bed, they do it live. They the show. The coaches are the show. We kind of somehow along the way lost. The babies are the show, man. That's why we put out the videos like with Purple Machine. Let them babies' faces be the show. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, coaches, just don't make it where you think you're going to have some plans where you think it's going to be crazy down here. So there will be a metal detector tunnel. We did a different investment this year. So it's just not the wand that you're going through. As like when you go to TSA and you're going through the actual airport, you're going to have to go through a tunnel that's going to give you the metal detectors, because we want everybody safe. We come there, we could talk, back and forth, have fun, but as so forth to safety and just wanting it to pop off, it ain't happening for that, man. So listen, we talked about that. We did some housekeeping, and I noticed on some of the comments, they're saying, Clay, this is live. Y'all supposed to be having fun. Why are y'all talking about rules? Clay, how many times in preseason did we have to stop games because the rubber footballs just was out of control? We had the same thing. Hey, coaches, don't bring rubber football. Well, I ain't know. How y'all supposed to let us? But like September 1st was the roster due dates. We didn't know. Man, listen, we can't say it enough. So now we're including everybody. It's a village to raise a kid, right? The mama's going to know. The baby mama's going to know. The teen mama's going to know. Yeah. Everybody got to know. So that house cleaning need to come in there before we start dropping some more of these teams right now. So, Clay, I think we got that out the way. I know you was going to, those boys, yeah, it was a little crazy in Atlanta. Listen, and we're not going to single them out, man, because I'm sure they dealing with it. It happens
everywhere.
It happens anywhere. As a matter of fact, I saw up north that, Rare Breeds played a team, and that coaching staff was at each other, They was at each other. So, man, y'all try to keep it calm and cool. But I can guarantee you this, man. It'll be a short trip for you. Come down there with that, thinking you're going to fight each other on the sideline or, ain't going to happen. So, as Clay said, 10 people on the sideline, that's it. And we do that for that particular reason. It won't be the associates of the team, the money man of the teams. Now, get your coaches on the sidelines. That is what it is. We're going to play football. All right, let's take off.
Well, all right. So, Jonah, tonight I put on the post, we're dropping 34 invites. We're actually going to drop 35 tonight, man. We're going to drop 35. But before we drop 35, let's talk about the 14 that received their invite last week. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. All 14 teams, Jonah, have confirmed they are coming to the YNC. So let's take our hats off to these teams. They're not running from the smoke. They want to be considered the best. Now, I can't tell you if they're planning on doing multiple platforms or anything else. All I know is that they have verbally told me, Clayton, we are coming to the YNC. Send me the registration information. And about 90% of them have already got their documentation back in. And the other 10%, they say they're working on their stuff. So here are the teams that have confirmed they've already received invites, and they say they will be in Wellington December 4th through the 10th fighting for a national championship. You have Georgia Elite on 6U, True Motion Sharks on 6U, Atlanta Elite on 7U, Adamsville Tigers on 7U, defending YNC national champion Bessemer Tigers on 8U, Lauderdale Lake Vikings, known as the Dog Pound, on 8U, the three-time defending YNC national champion Atlanta Elite Voodoo on 9U, Real Deal University, defending YNC Division II national champion on 9U, Georgia Eagles, defending YNC national champion on 10U, Rare City, two-time national champion and national runner-up from last year on 10U, Miami Garden Ravens on 10U, representing FYFL, Lambeau, national champ 3 out of the past 4 years, runner-up that 1 year, they have confirmed on 11U. Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes have confirmed on 11U. Rare Breeds, defending, or back-to-back defending YNC national champions, have confirmed on 12U. Boynton Beach Bulldog, defending Division II YNC national champions, have confirmed on 12U. Real Deal Dream Chasers, they have confirmed on 13U, but they did take a loss. So therefore, we got to review some things, Jonah, before we find out if that invitation is still going to be valid for them. But for right now, they have confirmed they're going to be there. West Orlando Jaguars on 13U, they have confirmed they will be there. Maryland Heat the Mob, I talked to Coach Al yesterday. He said, Clayton, what's the dates? I gave him the dates. He said, we in there, right? OC Buckeyes on 14U. Coach Les said they there. Gen Elite on 14U. Gen Elite is our defending Division II 14U national champion, or 13U national champion last year. They say they're going to be there. And City Life Raptors on 12U. Took them a minute, but they say they in that piece, man. Jonah, hey, man. We're 14 for 14 right now, bro. Again, I can't tell you if some of these organizations plan on playing in multiple platforms or what. But as of right now, they said, Clay, we in there. And 90% of these teams already got their documents in to me.
Man, well, that's what I tell you, Clay. We proud on having that top competition. Those are some of the top tier teams that these people want to snatch the titles from. They want their records. They want to hit the defending national champs. They want to knock off the number 2 and the number 3 teams in the country. Well, there you go. That's from 6U to 14U. And one thing I could tell you, Clay, that makes YNC different, it's not just fire on the 13U. It's not just fire on the 12U. It ain't just fire on the 11U. Bro, when you talk from the babies to the big boys, it's straight fire every age division. So it's going to be bananas, bro. I can't wait to drop these 34 invites right now to kind of round out
35, brother. 35.
Ooh, yeah, and I know about that 35th that snuck in tonight. I saw the committee just say, man, we got to do it. Pull the level. We got to do it. We got to do it. So, listen,
all right, guys,
man,
so before,
I got to tell you.
Go ahead.
You know, we just hired another 2 DJs to make the party that just much more crazy at YNC. When we separate the 2 fields, it's going to be a straight party whole time. We just read up all the vendors. barbecue ribs, fried conch, fried shrimp. I mean, listen, it's gonna be like a Goon Bay street party / great football vibes all weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get all the parents at club venues for South Florida. Everything gonna be in Palm Beach this year, so y'all don't have to worry about the commute from Palm Beach down to the 305. You know what I'm saying? We'll give y'all media days. So besides all the football action, Clay, one of my favorite times is media day. You know, where we actually get the two top teams that made it, that got through a whole game. They
Yep.
get in one room, and it's like two fighters. They put on the belt. They get to go ahead and get everything off their chest, and we'll be live streaming that as well. So it's gonna be crazy. Great opportunity for these kids. Great opportunities for the kids. And the championship games, all the kids gonna be mic'd up. And we got a little special stuff that's gonna be on the live stream this year. We'll start revealing that as we get closer to these games. So Clay, without further ado, drop these 6U invites, bro. Let me know what we're dealing with.
All right, listen. So we're gonna drop these 6U invites, man. And let me explain this process before we drop these invites. Remember, once you see your invite on Football Uncut tonight, then you will receive the official invite in your team registers or team admin's email within 48 hours. Once you receive that email, you've got 48 hours to reply to that email and state you will be attending the YNC. And then you've got another 72 hours to get your documentation together for player verification in via email. Once you get that in to us, then we will send you your registration link. And once you receive that registration link, you've got 7 days to register and get your team paid for before that link is null and void and we roll to the next team, guys. So listen, man, there's a lot of people still playing for invites. There's still more invites out there. Remember, we taking 8 on every age level, and everybody is not accepting their invite, right? So it's just one of those things that it is. So far, we're 14 for 14, but I'm willing to bet there's going to be 3 or 4 teams out of this next 35. They really don't want to smoke. They just capping for the blue app. All right, so here we go. Starting with our first team that we finna give this invite to tonight, man. Congratulations on 6U to the Bessemer Tigers. Bessemer Tigers, welcome to the Youth National Championship, man. And Jonah, this is a team they've got to live up to a lot in their reputation because, if we're not mistaken, Bessemer 6U won the national championship last year, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then 7U won it. And you talking about and they had a couple other age groups as well too, get runner up. So you talking about the organization that was the YNC Org of the Year. It's going to be interesting to watch them on the in the national championship because you know that 6U was always a tough one right off the bat. But congratulations to the Bessemer Tigers. Next team on 6U that will receive their invite tonight, the Wahoma Seminoles on 6U, representing Alabama, man. So again, you know, another organization where they've got a national championship in their organization lineage, right? The older boys have done some big things throughout the past. Let's see if these babies is ready to live up to the hype that comes with that organization name. Third team on 6U that's getting an invite tonight, Southeast Dallas Wolverines. Congratulations to SED representing Texas. This is a 6U team. They've got some big boys up front. Their skill guys is like a track team, and they play hard, man. I'm ready to
yeah.
see these guys go try to represent for the Lone Star State. You know, I've watched them in the preseason at the West Johnson event. I think that was early June or July when I saw them. I think it was July. And that's when it was 1,000 degrees here in Texas, and they represented, man. So they've been doing well all season. It'll be interesting to see them continue the season. And then the final team that is getting their invite tonight, and remember, there's many more that's
Yeah.
going to go out, but the final 6U team that's getting their invite to the Youth National Championship tonight, congratulations to the Twin City Outlaws, another team that's coming from an organization where they've got a couple YNC national championships, and the groups before them have really paved the way to show them this is how you operate on a select, football platform like YNC, man. Congratulations to the Twin City Outlaws and the 4 teams that just received a 6U invite tonight. We're gonna keep this thing popping. Jonah, you got 7U.
Oh yeah, let's hit it on the ones and twos, man. Congratulations to those 6Us. There's still some more room for 6Us to go ahead and punch their ticket as we approach November. So there's still some rooms in there. So I got to tell you, keep balling out. Get those big matchups where y'all can ball out. 7U, Clay. We already know that this is a crazy competitive age group. And this is one of the age groups that really just represents how tough it is to get through this gauntlet. Man, big shout out to them boys from the ATL. Big GEA invite is official, 7 and under, representing Atlanta. I'm looking forward to this team. They came up a little short against Bessemer early in the year, but ever since then, this team has been balling out of control. Coach Ken is the coach that's been leading these troops. This is a team that's one of those dark horses that you want to say, Clay, could end up in the national championship game. Going all the way back out to Texas, these boys have really proved it. At the last 3 or 4 weeks, Clay, TNS has been playing nonstop smash mouth football. Got to give it out to them boys. Congratulations to TNS, 7 and under, representing Texas, making their way to the youth national championships. Coming back down to Florida, you got to say it a certain way or don't say it at all. Duval. Them boys are representing once again the state of Florida. Duval Jags back into the mix of everything. We know this team had multiple teams, wasn't able to capture any goal last year, but this year these coaches made a vow to go ahead and bring the national championship home. Let it all pan out, but once again, congratulations to the Duval Jags. And listen, go a little bit further south, Clay, in South Florida. This is a team that we know has always been tough. This got a lot of pedigree. They have a lot of teams that's not only dominating their specific league. As a matter of fact, all of their age groups have qualified in the playoffs for the FYFL Youth Football Championship, right? So no doubt, no surprise that Lauderdale Lakes is representing on a national level once again at the 7 and under. Big Lakes, Lauderdale Lakes representing the FYFL gets that last invite tonight for the 7 and under. Congratulations to those 4 teams bringing the 7 and under national invitation to their city.
Most definitely. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, hey, man, what about Space City? What about Space City? Hats off to Space City. They had a great season, but after speaking with leadership within their team, they decided to go with another platform. So we did not extend them an invite, man, but we still going to give them their credit, man. They definitely one of the top teams in the country. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's roll over to 8U. Now, Jonah, like you and I talked about, this is another age level, man, where it could be wide open. I mean, don't get me wrong. You've got Bessa at the top of the hill right now, defending YNC national champions. But the question is, do they still have enough to repeat as champion, man? I mean, you know how I am. I'm riding with my champs, but I'm just speaking what the people saying out there. So, get it started on 8U. Congratulations to Gorilla Mob. Gorilla Mob on 8U officially has their invitation to the Youth National Championship. Saw them this preseason, man, when we were in Houston, and they've got a running back, number 5, man, that he big, he physical, and if he get in the open field, man, he can fly. So it's going to be very interesting to see, how much they've kind of tweaked everything to get ready, for December. Down in South Florida. Now, as we continue on, next team, congratulations on 8U to the So Icy boys. Right now, So Icy says they are the number 1 8U team in the state of Georgia. And that's a lot to say, Jonah. That's a lot to say, Jonah. That's what they say. So we're gonna see if they able to hold up that crystal ball on what is it, December 9th, December 10th, whichever date that age level is, and we'll watch those guys continue to have a great season. Now, we've already said this organization once before. We're gonna talk about it once again. Congratulations to the Twin City Outlaws 8U. Another Twin City team and has claimed their ticket down to South Florida for the Youth National Championship. And then the last and final 8U invite just for tonight, because there are all other 8U spots open, but this is just the final one we're doing tonight. Real deal. University, holla at my man, Coach Pimp. Congratulations to RDU 8U as they have punched their ticket back to the youth national championship. They've been there a couple years before, man. So, man, this 8U is going to shape out to be some fire.
Yeah, Rumble in the Jungle, man. I can tell you it's going to be a lot of disappointed people that Tuesday night. All came there with a dream of a national championship. But, man, half those dreams going to kind of end that first night on Tuesday, Clay. All right, man.
Hey, yeah, real talk. It really will. Hey, somebody going to be drinking heavy Tuesday night.
Everybody come in. 8 teams got a goal. 4 teams on Tuesday night still going to continue. The other 4 teams like kick rocks conversation. You know what I'm saying? But listen, when you get to play for, a lot of pride and for rankings from that standpoint as well. I can tell you some teams that's got their eyes on a national championship right now as well, Clay. No exception here. Let's go ahead and break it down, man. Again, from the great state of Texas, big football going down. Welcome to the show. The Wolverines, SED, Southeastern Dallas, Coach. I got to tell you, Clay, this is a team that you like. I like on 9U, a lot of explosion. This is a team that we see out there, man, can really challenge Voodoo. You know what I'm saying? And that's we keep bringing this name, Voodoo up, because Voodoo has just proven, man, they've been so dynamic. They've been so, on a next level type of play. So now we're looking at this specific age group. Who can challenge the champs? Well, we said RDU. This is a second team that we feel can really make some damage. SED Wolverines, welcome to the big show. A team that we knew, man, we saw them in preseason, took the big win, and then they had a loss. But, man, ever since then, Clay, they've been rolling nonstop. Big shout out to Crescent City Chargers. Balling out of control. Welcome to the show, Chargers. Representing out of Louisiana area, man. I know they're going to represent, man. This team has a lot of pride, great coaching, and a lot of playmakers on this team. Look for the Chargers to make some big, big noise in the Youth National Championship. Doesn't stop there, man. This is a team that's new on the scene. You haven't heard from them before this year. This year, they're making some big, big waves. Big welcome to Legacy U. Yes, Legacy U representing the 9 and under right here at the Youth National Championship. Clay, if you haven't watched them, they'll catch you by surprise out there. Look for them to make some major, major noise. Another team that may not sound familiar. If you would have watched this last year, 2022, you would have never heard of this team. But this is teams making progress. This is organizations making progress. These are people not just sitting down. They make a target. YNC is where I want to go. YNC is what I want to win. Welcome to the show. Indy Firehawks, 9 and under division. That is the final invite today. You see it right there, Indy Firehawks. Y'all definitely earned the spot. We can't wait to see y'all come down here to South Florida and show what you show right here at the YNC.
Here's what's going to be crazy, Jonah. This whole thing may shift around. You may even see some teams lose their invite because this weekend at Halloween Massacre in New Orleans, and I'm going to be there to see it firsthand. I sure hate to see somebody go 0-2 and I have to walk up to them after a second loss and say, your invite is now under review, right? But you've got the top 4 teams in the country. You got Voodoo, RDU, SED, and Crescent City Chargers, all 4 of them in one place this weekend in New Orleans, Halloween Massacre, man. It's gonna be crazy, Jonah. I may have to pull out my phone and go live from the sideline and give them the commentary like you do it, man.
Man, look here. All you need to do is make sure that we stop by Chris. Make sure you get a battle repo shirt, print it up before you slide out there. Like when you go in there, you pull up with a tow truck, no questions asked. You don't even got to say nothing, Clay. As soon as they lose, just come right up there and snatch your bag. Don't say nothing. Just walk up, like the repo man. He don't come in there and knock on nobody's door and say, man, I'm here for your car, sir. Go ahead and give up the car. No, ain't no conversation. We're going to back right up and we out of there, man. So all jokes aside, hey, shout out to all those teams, man. Just, putting it down to Halloween, not running from the smoke, but running to the smoke. We got to respect that, all jokes aside, man. So we look forward to those teams. And listen, even if they might take an L, depending on what type of L it is, they may not lose the invite, Clay, just because they're out there putting in the work while these other teams playing safe and scared football. We got to respect them boys who jumped off the porch over there in Halloween Massacre this weekend.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys sitting back. It's a lot of guys sitting back hoping somebody slip up so they can sneak in there in that 7 or 8 column. But here's the crazy thing, right? They'll sneak in at the 8 spot and then get to trying to politic their way out of that first round matchup against Voodoo. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Clay, we should have been fired from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? All this sort of thing. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. The one thing, like you touched on it, the one thing I do love though, man, to have these 4 teams getting one spot this close to nationals and not
Yeah.
be afraid. Hey, it's only one or two things gonna come out of this weekend. Either win or lose. Either you gonna know you ready for nationals, or you gonna tell your parents, hey, let me go and tell Clay we not coming. And let's go and get ready for, some other type of arrangements. I'll just leave it at that. All right, let's roll on the 10U, baby. Get on in the 10U. So the first 10U tonight that is receiving their invitation, man, and this is a team last year. We talked about it. This team got in at the last minute, and everybody questioned it. And then when they showed up, they showed out, right? So congratulations to Gainesville United on 10U, man.
Yeah.
This is a team top 4 in the country right now, depending on which poll you're looking at. And they feel like they have everything in place, man, to make a run at the Georgia Eagles and Rare City to knock both of them off the top of the perch, right? Now, this next 10U invite been under a lot of scrutiny all year. A lot of people have questioned, whether they've backed out of games. A lot of people have questions whether they've ran from smoke. A lot of people have questioned if they've even played anybody, right? But you know what? I'm gonna give them an opportunity, Jonah. They have put in some good work, right?
Yeah.
They come from an organization that's well known. As you and I have evaluated film on them, they definitely look like they can handle it. If not, put themselves in opportunity to win it. Maybe they come to South Florida and shut everybody up, man. Congratulations to the OG Ducks on 10U. Your invitation to the Youth National Championship. Now, rolling on, next invitation. Our Division II YNC defending national champions. The team, the head coach is led by a NFL Hall of Famer, man. And here's the thing, man. I talk to a guy like this, and I'm on the phone with him on a Saturday, right? We just
Yeah.
discussing some things. And I say, big bro, I'm surprised you're not at your alma mater right now at the game. He said, Clay, man, I'm already a legend down there. Right now, my focus is to try to get these babies to the next level. I got to take my hat off and respect, for guys that have conversations like that. And it's actually a couple guys that I've had conversations like that too. But congratulations to the West Orlando Jaguars on 10U, man.
100%.
And now, here's one, man. These boys they've been scraping and clawing. Took an L, but bounced back and showed everybody that it was just a bad night for them. That they still one of the top 8 teams in the country. Congratulations to 10U, Ali, Elite, man. And again, that will be our last 10U invite tonight. Not the last one going out, period, but the last one tonight.
Still some hope. Still some hope, man. Still some hope to get down to the city. Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all up, man. I'm gonna tell you the top, or I'm gonna tell you some teams that got the invite to get down to the city at 11 and under. Back to the 404 team that, man, we feel can compete for a national champion. We said it before, played Lambeau as hard as you can play anybody, man. Big shout out to Atlanta Elite coming in. That invite is official for the 11 and under team. Atlanta Elite, Red Dog, Coach Brad doing big things with them. Listen, they felt like they figured out certain things and that they can just tweak it. It was a touchdown between both of these teams. Lambeau feel like, look, man, everybody give us their best shot. We still a chance. We never took an L. Next time we play them, we're going to beat the people by 40 points. Well, guess what? You'll get an opportunity to see it now. Official invite to Atlanta Elite. A team that I feel has some of the most electrifying offensive power at the 11 and under. If the defense can catch up on how they play offense, this team will be something to reckon with. I think one of the most electrifying players at the 11 under, you know what? You call him the Bull. RCU, representing Texas, has made it official. They have the invite. They'll be in this gauntlet of these top 11U teams around the country. Man, this action is going to be straight fire. A team that we've known for the last couple years, man. Last 3 years, every year they go to a different age group. They're always competitive. They play hard-nosed football. Coach Buck is always leading these troops. Big shout out to Bessemer Tigers. This is a team that can either win it all or lose it all the first day. Bessemer Tigers, that invite is official.
Hey,
All right.
that statement is
Now,
so true.
the lights are either on in Bessemer or they off with Coach Buck. There ain't no in between. Coach Buck does not have a dimmer. Okay, he ain't buy the dimmer from Lowe's or whatever. It's on or off. So
No.
we gonna see what we gonna get. A team that you haven't seen in this age division before. They're new on the scene, but of course, we take pride in scouting these teams, take pride in just trying to get some new action in here. Y'all give it a big shout out. Welcome to the show. North Philly is in the house. North Philly at the 11 and under, the Black Hawks. You've earned it. Congratulations to these boys. That's the last 11U for tonight only. We still got some prizes for y'all. 11U coaches, get y'all work in. This Halloween weekend, this first week of November. Put in this work. Try to seal your deal to get in here at the end of this 11 and under action.
It's that 11U bracket gonna be crazy, man. You know, and
Crazy.
it's funny to say that considering how dominant Lambeau has been, not just this year but over the years. But it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. All right, so let's go on over to 12U. Right, we're gonna get this thing jumping with a team that's hot, a team that everybody talking about. And when I had the conversation with Coach, he said, "Clay, we're going to be there." Congratulations on 12U to the Miami Garden Ravens. Coach Rod Mack is returning back to the YNC, trying to hold up that crystal ball again, man. And it's a big task with Rare Breed, City Life, Boynton Beach sitting at the top of the hill looking down on them. All right.
So it's like that
Next
song, Clay.
one.
The Mac is back, huh?
The Rod Mack is back. Now, as we keep rolling, man, my man is coming all the way from the West Coast. And not just the West Coast, the Northwest Coast, flying in from Seattle, Air Academy. Air Academy on 12U has received their invite. Congratulations to those guys, man. And then the final 12U invite we are giving out, not the final one we giving period, but the final one tonight. Shout out to the guys from Brooklyn. Brooklyn Chiefs, man, congratulations. You received your 12U invite to the Youth National Championship. And Jonah, I'm telling you, quietly, this 12U bracket is finna shape into a monster. Even with possibly the most dominant team in youth football this season, Rare Breed in it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. It's going to be straight action. Man, look, 13 and under, Clay. 13 and under. It's been a lot of stuff going on this past weekend. A lot of stuff going on leading all up to this weekend. A lot of stuff leading up to the national championship. What I can tell you, no matter what, Clay, you can't spin the narrative about where the competition's at. You can't say that we have not allowed 13U to evolve and reveal itself, meaning that, listen, you just got to play football. And wherever your chips have landed, they landed. You know what I'm saying? I don't play football. I don't coach. Clay don't play football. He doesn't coach. So we can't take credit for your wins or losses. So we not haters and we not lovers, okay? Meaning that we don't love a team that didn't earn it, and we don't hate a team that has earned it. If you earned it, you earned it. But listen, if you haven't earned it, don't try to be a Pied Piper and say, "Hey man, listen, I think we should all go to Texas, or I think we should all go to Disney World together and sing Kumbaya." It's all right. Listen, man, hey, you had your chance to play football. Chill out. Do all that politicking on the football field. Don't do it online. Don't try to do that. It's still going to be a show. Whatever's going to be at a show. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be a show. And this ain't for no particular team. This just in general, Clay. But I'm going to tell you what. Let's get these invites out, man. All the way from the Midwest, Clay. The knock for this team was, man, they ain't play nobody. We haven't seen them play no competition. We haven't seen them line up. And we've said it, hey, Clay, you know, we were the first people to rank them up high. Man, what are y'all ranking these people from the Midwest for? Man, these people ain't playing nobody. Hey, man, these people playing. Arguably, they got one of the best talented quarterbacks in the country. Kid is special. He reminds me of a Michael Vick in his young day. Pull the ball down, extend the plays with his legs, can make things happen. And as long as you have a player like that, you can play anybody. Tough nose defense. I think a lot of people seen it for themselves now. It's no longer Clay and Jonah in the committee just ranking people to rank them. Y'all give it and open it up. Y'all can't, forget where they area code from. These boys play some football. St. Louis, big elite. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I ain't say St. Louis elite. I said St. Louis, big elite.
They there.
Listen, arguably went into, I want to say, hostile environment. Went into the A. Went to go play the number one team in the country. Didn't back down from it. Hopped off the bus with 18 kids. Didn't come 40 deep. Didn't make a bunch of noise. Left their parents at home. Handled business. And if the game would have finished, it could have been a little bit worse. So you got to give respect. And we don't get caught up in area codes. We don't get caught up in just it got to be from Miami or Texas, from Florida. We're going to respect football for what it is, no matter where you play. And we were laughed off the planet when we kept saying this years ago, Clay, about the Chargers, man. Oh, man, we never heard these kids coming out here from the Chargers. Who is Sekou? This African kid. Who is this? And look, them kids won 3 championships back to back to back. So I'm not just saying St. Louis. We're not crowning them anyway, but they're a great football team that's going to be competitive. Welcome to the 13 and Under show. Congratulations to St. Louis Elite. All right, team that we just seen playing hard-nosed football from beginning of the season, came to the preseason. Every time we see them on the football field, they're battling it out. Took a couple of L's, but this team has a lot of potential to win a championship. We fill in the gauntlet, and all you got to do is win 3 games. This team is very capable of doing that. Big shout out to North Carolina Giants. They punched their ticket to the Youth National Championship. Team out of Texas, Clay. A lot of people haven't seen them play. It's the same knock we get from St. Louis Elite because they don't lock in and they don't scout football. They only watch the big games and they only watch their own games. So when they don't see a team that's familiar to them, it ain't sexy. It ain't hip. What are y'all talking about? They don't deserve to even be in the rankings until you see and see what we see week in and week out. Shout out Southwest Junior Marlins. Welcome to the big show representing the state of Texas. They deserve it. You're going to see why when you see them boys on the football field. And I was going to stop there. Clay, with the 3 invites for 13U.
Hold on, Jonah. What you doing?
Like
you going off script?
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll right now. I'm going to go all the way to the West Coast. I'm going to tease you right now. Give me a little jump roll. I'm gonna end out the invite for 13U tonight.
Hold on, Jonah. Hold on. Before you really, we going all the way to the West Coast for a 13U invite?
West Coast. We got to go to West Coast. Got to go to West Coast because we've been to
Midwest.
We've been to North Carolina. Yeah, we went to North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You know, we went to Texas. We went to the Midwest of St. Louis. You know, we taking a little national tour. You know what I'm saying? Last week we was already in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this week, let's go to the West Coast, man. Welcome to the show, Buckeyes. Let's go.
Oh, OC Buckeyes in the building.
Let's see what you got, 13U. Go ahead. Let's see what you got. They've been playing some football. Nice, very nice team. This is the last invite for tonight only. Still more action in this 13U. We got some major surprises coming up in the 13U that's going to throw y'all for a complete loop. But we want to keep y'all in the 13 route. Since y'all group is so crazy and so spicy and so sassy, since y'all 13U group is so sassy, we're going to treat y'all accordingly. We're going to keep y'all in suspense. We're going to give y'all a vibe that's going to throw you all the way off, but it ain't going to happen tonight. We're going to drag it all the way to the very end, man. So congratulations to those 13Us. Recap once again, St. Louis Elite, North Carolina Giants, Southwest Junior Marlins, and OC Buckeyes. That's for the sassy 13U group. Y'all hold it down till next week, bro. Clay, I tell you.
Hold on.
I tell you.
All right, man. So listen, let's wrap this up. Let's go with 14U. Let's get on this call.
Yeah.
Let's go with this 14U. All right, so listen, man. First team with the 14U invite tonight, man, and this is a team that has been playing really well, very low under the radar. Not a lot of people been talking about them, but those that know football knows that this team is one that could challenge for a national title. Congratulations to the West Orlando Jaguars on 14U, man. You guys have just punched your ticket to the Youth National Championship. Now, last week, all we kept seeing on social media when it came to 14U, man, they upset 757, they upset 757, they upset 757. So Jonah and I had to pull the tape. We had to take a look because last time we saw these guys in the preseason in DMV, didn't look too great, but looks like whatever was wrong then, they got it fixed now. They've been rolling ever since.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Maryland Heat on 14U. You have punched your ticket to the Youth National Championship. Now, as we keep rolling, man, we talked about this team on the last show. And again, this team is working. Another team flying under the radar.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Lakewood Spartans on 14U.
They ain't flying
You
under
have
my
punched
radar.
your.
Them people undefeated, bro. And they
I
just
know,
they
I
wiping
know, I
everything
know.
off the
But in the
map.
national groups, ain't
They ain't
nobody
under my
talking
radar.
about it. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the final 14U invite we're gonna give out tonight. We not gonna stop there, but we just gonna give that. This the last one we're giving out for tonight. And this is a team, Jonah, or organization. You always hear their name, but we hadn't seen them at the YNC since they was babies. We hadn't seen their
Babies.
big boys there. We've seen their babies there before. Congratulations to the Osceola Cowboys on 14U. You have just punched your invite to the Youth National Championship. And Jonah, I ain't the smartest man in the world, but I know that's 35 invites that have been dropped tonight. Again, you guys will have your invite in your email within 48 hours. Make sure you read all the information. Make sure you read your welcome letter to the fullest. It's got all the instructions. Get your paperwork and registration done because one thing we learned about September 1st, it don't matter how many times I say it, how many times we blast, how many times we talk about it. Some people just don't follow instructions. And if you don't follow instructions, we're going to move on to the next team like we've had to do.
So look, man, I can tell you this. A lot of people ask, hey, rankings. Hey, per our formula, we had to get these invites out to y'all, get y'all boys ready, get y'all teams ready. Next Tuesday, Football Uncut. Official rankings that's really going to really show you the seeding and how these matchups going. We'll have two things. We'll drop rankings and we'll drop what ifs, Clay. We're going to have a double whammy that night.
Yep.
We're going to let them see the rankings. And if we would start in YNC right now, who would be playing who and when and where. So next week is going to be bananas because now we're going to start figuring out how this YNC is really going to look. Some big games taking place this weekend. Man, and your Halloween Massacre. You got those top four teams in the 9U. Another big matchup on the 13 and under team, Clay. Possibly could be one of the bigger matchups this entire year. West Orlando Jags taking on St. Louis Elite. Got to give shout out to St. Louis Elite one more time. Why, Clay? They just went to Atlanta this past weekend, played the number one team. Now they're going down and playing West Orlando Jags at their house. So big shout out St. Louis Elite putting up those frequent flyer miles. This is what we talk about when talking about getting off the porch, not dodging the fate. Shout out to West Orlando Jags playing a top-ranked team at the end of the year as the season winds out. So big respect to those two organizations on the 13 and under. So some big games going down this weekend. We want to see if anybody's going to take that challenge to the rare breeds, 12 and under this weekend. They're looking for a matchup. Anybody going to take them up? Coach Marcus said, listen, if we can't get the 12U matchup, we want to play a 13U team. They said they'll run up on Real Deal right now. They feel Real Deal's a little limp, coming into the fight a little limp after this weekend. Rare Breeds want them. You know what I'm saying? So, man, got to tell you, some exciting football going on this weekend, Clay.
So here's the thing. West Orlando Jaguars, I believe, as an organization, is really pressing the envelope this weekend. You have on 8U, West Orlando Jaguars is playing So Icy Boys. And word on the street is they finna put us in a situation where we will have to repost So Icy invite. And West Orlando Jaguars, I'm just telling you. And on 9U, West Orlando Jaguars is playing the Indy Firehawks, right? So again, Another situation where they saying they gonna put teams in situation where they might have to see the repo man. So, man, West Orlando is going out on a repo mission. They say they the official
Man.
repo org right now.
Man. So I'm not mad at them,
Hey, this
bro.
gonna be a great
So
weekend, Jonah.
well, so Icy say, man, they want to do some freeze punts over that, man. Hold up, bro. We kind of filling our invite. Put a freeze on the game, and we gonna do some freeze punts too. You ain't taking
Hey,
my invite, boy.
and they say West Orlando is finna play True Motion too on 6U. West Orlando
That's
must
it,
got monkey nuts over there, man. Shit.
man. Yeah, that's a big game. So they go into Alabama, and they listen. It's all or nothing right now. They want to shoot their shot. They like, man, it's our last opportunity to go ahead and represent in Florida for a national championship. They president must have went to the 6U, 8U, 13U, and say, look, man. What we gonna do? So look, national rankings drop this coming, and you can see why we wanted to wait this week, man. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
We can't wait. So after this weekend, we'll get a clear view of everybody where you should be at ranking wise. We'll drop the seeding from it, and again, we're not gonna throw y'all names in a hat. We're not gonna throw it and make y'all pull a straw. You're gonna earn where you should be in your seeding. Play it on the football. That's where it should be decided, right on the football field, not the straw, luck of the straw. So you go out there, you handle your business. You're gonna be seated where you need to be seated at, man. So Omar, yeah, hold down for the rankings next week. Clay, what game you really looking forward to really just impact the rankings this weekend? I mentioned a couple games you mentioned. What you really looking forward to is a big matchup this weekend.
So the game that I think is going to be very interesting for national rankings is the game you talked about on 13U. St. Louis Elite versus the West Orlando Jaguars. Because if we're being honest right now, if you're talking about the four teams that all say they should be one or two in the country, if you take the names away from the teams and just talk about the body of work, both of those teams have a very, very legitimate case, right? If you take the names away, if you take away the Dream Chasers name, you take away the St. Louis Elite name, the West Orlando Jaguar name, the TMT name, if you take the name away and just list their body of work, both of those teams arguably have a legitimate claim to that number one spot. So for me, I think that this game is going to tell a lot on how the 13U rankings are going to change.
Right. Right. Well, I think TMT, not TMT, but I think St. Louis Elite just really kind of stunned the world this past weekend, because they were never looked at a team that can play grimy type of football, that they were thinking that they were more of a finesse team.
Yeah.
But now you got to take a reality look and say, man, they can play some grimy football. And what I mean by grimy, in the trenches, playing some, smash mouth football, not being intimidated by coaches, by atmosphere. So if that's the case, man, and you got one of the most electrifying players at quarterback, they have a chance. And then the West Orlando Jags, listen, they've been playing an upscale type of football. They're healthy now. And not only are they healthy, they get a big player back into their lineup this week, Clay. They've been missing number one all year. Number one is going to come out with a Superman cape on now. So you add that with a mixture of Cam. This is a new West Orlando Jags team that this is not the team you saw against Tampa Irish. You see what I'm saying? And you got to remember,
Agreed.
This is the same team that already beat the Money team. Money team is making claims to number one, as RDU was making claims to number one. Well, West Orlando Jags already knocked them off. So what happens now when they're fully healthy? We'll see. We'll see what happens now, where they should be lined up this weekend. But I think the timing is right to play these big games, because it can really solidify where you really should be in the rankings, and not just only in the 13U, but in the 8U. Like I said, 8. So Icy playing West Orlando Jags. West Orlando Jags playing True Motion. And shout out to True Motion. They not running from the smoke, not sitting on their rankings. Ranked number 2 right now, ready to take that action. So shout out to them boys. An excited weekend, man. And like I said, 9U's going to shape out a little different. When the smoke clears on Sunday and Monday morning, man, we're going to see who's left standing in the rankings.
On that 9U, Jonah, and don't get me wrong, all 4 teams are dynamic. All 4 teams I'm a fan of as a fan of youth football, right? And I take my hat off to them for what they doing this weekend. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think after this weekend, the only thing that might change might be the rankings 2, 3, and 4, and depending if somebody have a bad weekend, 5, maybe 6. I think at the end of the weekend, Voodoo's still gonna be sitting up there number 1. So it just depends on what everybody else does against the other opponents.
So you're just saying this is all a race for second and third place?
This weekend, because if you a good coach, if you a smart coach, right? So let's just say I'm Crescent City Chargers this weekend, right? And whoever my 2 opponents are, and I don't know if one, I don't have all the matchups in front of me, but if one of them is Voodoo, right? Win or lose, now I know what I need to work on and have ready for when I touch down in Florida. So if I'm gonna lose the Voodoo, I'd rather lose the Voodoo this weekend and be prepared for nationals than to not face them at all and just hope whatever strategy I have is gonna stick on the wall when I get to Florida.
So let me ask you. So if you're in the 12U, are you fighting not to be number 8?
Listen, man. Listen.
Who wants to come down?
My worst nightmare. My worst nightmare as an event director, as the president of the Youth National Championship, et cetera, right, is to get that phone call the night before certification. And it's number 8 team seed, the number 8. Well, here's the thing: we don't never drop the brackets until after the
Right.
teams have checked in anyway. But get that phone call after check in and say, "Hey,
So
my
look,
parents,
Clay, we
man,
might not.
we're gonna do something."
If we smart, Clay, we might not drop the rankings for the 12U. Then we might just do a blackout ranking.
Right.
You just show up and hey, dude, that night we go ahead. We have that coaches meeting, and you're up.
Hey, that's it.
I ain't gonna lie. You see how you had that post earlier this week with Usain Bolt? I ain't gonna lie. You might have some Usain Bolt, and niggas might boat on you on that 12 and under action, bro.
Hey, we
So,
might not need to do an updated what if bracket on 12U, fam.
yeah, as a matter of fact, this was our last week of 12U rankings. That's it for the year. We just closed it out. Last week was the official rankings. We'll see y'all at the YNC.
But here's the crazy part, and I'm gonna use City Life right now because those exact same coaches are the coaches of City Life who've already faced Rare Breed, right? And I respect them as coaches, and I know Coach TJ and his staff, whatever they saw, they're gonna make adjustments too. But must I remind you, remember IMG year? Everybody in the country was talking about Rampage. Everybody in the country was talking about Rampage. It was a cakewalk. It was nothing anybody needed to discuss. It was Rampage and then everybody else, right? And what happened at the YNC? Now, the difference is Rare Breeds is a proven staple in the Youth National Championship. Coach Marcus won 4 national championships. His staff has been with him. They know what to expect in the YNC. His kids know what to expect in the YNC, right? All that. But you still got to play the game. You just never know, man. You just never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, listen, we've seen Rare Breeds, in particular like preseason, it was played tight. Even with City Life, it was a tight game the first half. You know what I'm saying? So teams just got to be able to have the depth that Rare Breeds have, and they can't get depressed or they can't get out their mindset if Rare Breeds score. You know what I'm saying? And I think City Life had a great chance of just kind of playing some good football with them, and then they just had their own internal issues on the sideline where the coaches started going at each other and just really got them out of the game. Southfield, their best chance was playing down there early in Savannah because next time they came up there and played that type of a brand of football at their house, Rare Breeds went into their trap and just ran away with it. You know what I'm saying? But what I think Southfield's problem is they never adjusted what they do offensively. They didn't throw no new wrinkles in. So basically, that same offense that they saw in Savannah was the same offense that they saw later in the year. And Rare Breed coaches are too good for that. If you're not going to throw some wrinkles in and give those guys a challenge, and even not even just the coaches, the kids. You look at 44, you look at 10, you look at the linebackers, you look at the defensive line. They're like, man, we saw that same formation. We saw them same plays. And they just start eating it up. They start eating it up. So, that's the difference with this Rare Breed team. So, but shout out to a lot of teams, because a lot of people said around the country, they said, listen, we don't think that YNC at the 12U is that they have a bad bracket. It's just that the Rare Breeds have been so dominant. We don't know if a lot of teams want to field and even play that. But I think coaches are really kind of getting in the coaches community right now. Like if you didn't take on, here's some clear teams. If you don't take on Rare Breeds to the 12U, what you playing for? Where you playing? You playing just to get your trophy somewhere else. If you don't play Lambeau for the number one spot, you just playing for entertainment purposes only. You might as well go play Madden. If you're not playing Georgia Eagles, what you playing for, bruh? What are you doing? If you're not playing Voodoo, who are you? What are you doing? Where are you? Where are you right now? You understand?
Here's what they're doing, Jonah. Here's what they're doing,
Yeah.
Jonah. I'm finna give you a little game. A lot of these coaches sold their parents' dreams. They sold them youth national championship dreams. They've been fundraising. They've been water selling. They've been cookie bake selling. They've been telethon, they done raised this money. So
not the telethon. So they've been on the phone telethoning?
Yeah. They've been telethoning. Oh, this day and age, you get the text message. Such and such wants you to donate to them, right? They've been doing all that, right? Mama's been hitting the block. Some of them been hitting them poles. They done raised this money. They done raised this money, Jonah, to go to the YNC. Oh. And now that the YNC is out of reach for them, they have to find somewhere else to take these people, which is fine. I respect it. They are kids. But here's what I want you to remember. You take this home.
Yeah.
You raise a child. All right? You raise a child under these false pretenses.
Right.
You create a liability for life. You raise a child under false pretenses, you create a liability for life. So you can either A, say, you know what? Let me go and give these people their fundraising money back and they can have a good Christmas because we didn't qualify for YNC and we get back to the drawing board and get ready for next year. Or you B, come on, let's go on over here to the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity championships, and let's go on and win. Let's go and win you a plastic gumball ring and a participation ribbon, and we're gonna get on social media and beat our chests.
I don't need emails in the morning, please. Okay. But okay, I got a question not only for you, Clay. I have a we the people question right now. So I need y'all to chime in. And y'all just keep it a buck with me right now. Just keep it a buck. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Would you rather play YNC where you know it's a solidified, bona fide champion that you're going against that you want to dethrone, and you could possibly lose against him, but you can come back, get the next one? Would you rather that where it's not a guaranteed win, but if you do win, you're gonna be truly the champion? Or would you rather go to another place where you can win, it ain't gonna be a competition, and you're gonna hold up your trophy? You're gonna hold
Jonah,
up.
I'm finna tell you what these people don't even ask this question because they gonna go to where the easy win is, man.
No,
you've been privileged to some of these text messages.
You may have coaches with nuts, Clay, is what I'm saying. You may have coaches with nuts out there.
Jonah, you have been privileged to these text message groups that we've been in. What did that one coach tell you? At the beginning of the season, we knew we wasn't deep enough for the YNC, so we was planning to go here anyway. You saw the message, Jonah. You saw it.
Man. Well, let me hear from the people. Come on. Would y'all go YNC where you may not win the championship, but you know the type of gauntlet you're going to go through? Or would you go to a safe bet and say, man, we brought her the trophy? No, it's not the trophy we wanted. It felt good because we're national champs. We could walk in our local neighborhood and show our ring, but like when the real champ come by, we gotta put the ring down. Ring champ go by, you ring up, champ come by, ring go down. You gotta hey nah, man, you know what I'm saying? So what would it be? Nah, y'all keep it real. Would y'all just want to win the trophy to get the experience and say we're national champs? Or do y'all want to go through that gauntlet? It does because we want to know, do it make a difference for y'all? You know what I'm saying? You know, so we taking pride of competition. We cut down, we trim the fat, we stop, we ain't watered down. Is it cool? And they in one group they call the people Panama Poppy. You know what I'm saying? Is it cool to be Panama Poppy?
I hate you.
Is it okay to be Panama Poppy? Is it okay? Is it okay? Or no? You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to know. So man. And so, I heard it like when people don't qualify or, it's kind of hard for them to get in. We get called all type of things, Clay. We become the ghetto bowl. We're ghetto now. Ghetto.
Hey, Jonah,
We're
I've
ghetto.
been douchebag of the year for about 4 years straight. I done been a fuck nigga. I done been
Oh,
let's not forget the year I had to kick a team out 2 hours before their national championship game, and the mamas, I thought the mamas was gonna cut me. I had to stand there
they
and take
was.
that to
They
the
was. We
national.
had to get the sheriff
I
department.
was every
We had to get
word
the
in the
mace ready.
book. They cussed me out. They told me I was this and that, but they didn't follow the rules, and I took it, and I said, okay, I hope you guys have a safe trip
Hey,
home.
look, since this football uncut, man, that means we could talk about real stuff. You know what I know? It wasn't funny then, but it's funny now. I could laugh about it. I'll never forget that game against the Purple Machine and Duval Jags, man. That night on that field, Clay, it was a semi game before a championship. It was probably like 2,500, 3,000 people deep. I mean, we got the camera. We couldn't even move with the cameras. It was so deep that we tried to live
It was
stream. We could
crazy.
live stream. We
It was
bumping
crazy.
everybody, and everybody was about it, right? Then after Duval, and listen, no disrespect to them coaches, Duval. I'm sure y'all heart was in the right place. But after they took that L, you got to play the consolation game the next day. How about them niggas
No, no,
cleared it?
no, 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 Jonah. That wasn't Duval. That was the Tampa Jags.
Tampa Jags, excuse me, not Tampa.
That was Tampa
Tampa
Jags. Don't
Jags.
do Duval
Tampa
like that.
Jags. Nah, Duval was staying on business. My apology. I mixed up the Jazz. Got my man. Tampa Jazz came in there, man. Took that L, cleared it. They want no parts of playing, man. So, and I think that was the last time we really seen Tampa Jags, at that age level. It's been some good Tampa Jag teams from them, but when you got to go up to that area now, the new Jags in the house is Duval. But I'm just saying all that to say this, man. Listen, you got to stand on business on everything you do. So not just as a team, like we always tell y'all, man, if y'all make an agreement with a team, stand on business, play the football team. But trust us, y'all beg for structure here at YNC. We're standing on business on everything that we do so y'all can have some consistency as a national championship. You feel me? And that's it, man. We're going to stand on business. Y'all got to stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Earn y'all way here. We're going to make sure that y'all have a platform. We're going to spend the money to make sure y'all experience is dope from check-in to the fields being wrapped, to the banners all the way down the football field, to the DJs, to the music, to the vibes, to the rewards, the rings, the chains, the sweatsuits. We're gonna just give y'all the vibe, man. We're not gonna hold nothing back. So we just thank y'all for supporting us, believing in the vision. But we just want to make sure we're doing the right thing, man. We want to make sure if the competition is too tough, will y'all run away from the competition? That's what
I
we want to
mean,
know now. Are we making the competition too intense, Clay?
I don't know no other way. I don't know no other way. I mean, I've coached many kids in my lifetime, and a lot of them have been blessed to play at the college level. And some of them have come back from college and come and sat in my living room and gave me, their reasons on why they want to give up football, they want to give up the free education, why they want to give all this up. And I listen to them, and it's heartfelt because these are kids that I have bonded years and years with, and I
Yeah.
genuinely have love for them. I love them. I look at them like extended family. So after they tell me this, Jonah, and me not having no other way, I look them straight in their eyes and I say, "You weak minded, stupid mother, you know what? You have wasted so many opportunities behind this weak, new social, everybody's included bullshit. Man, get the fuck out of my house. That's what I tell them, Jonah. So I don't know no other. I don't know no other way.
Well, man, if y'all ever need a reminder of why we do it, look at the video, go into Battle Sports. I'll post it on Generation X of why we do it. I'm sure Rob Mack's proud of those kids. You look at Bullet, you look at JJ, you look at these boys, because they went through a tough gauntlet early in the year, how Coach Mack coached them, put them in tough situations, play for a national champion. Look at Rare Breeds, not the Rare Breed 12U. Look at Rare Breed 13U from a couple years. Look how them kids balling, bro. Look at from ABA how those kids balling. Look at on some of the OG Ducks teams of how those kids are balling. So if you ever question if we making the competition too hard, hell no, we not. We proud of what these kids are becoming. We proud of what they flourishing to. We proud of what they're getting it in. So, Coach, when you think for a second, because your ego wants a trophy, a plastic trophy, instead of putting your kids through a gauntlet that's not only going to help them his 10U year or his 11U year, his 12U year, don't be short-sighted. It ain't about you. You shot your shot, Coach. It's over. It's about your babies. Put them through the fire. A diamond ain't never come out of being in a cold ice chest. It always came through the fire. You ain't gonna never develop no diamonds when you just saying you could beat a team 40-0 and you ain't play no competition. Come get it in, bro. The YNC is where it's at, top to bottom, 6U to 14U. You won't make no mistake. I promise you won't come through YNC and run through nothing. You're gonna have to fight for every down, for every yard, and it's only gonna make your kids better. And they're gonna thank you, Coach. Thank you for letting us get our ass kicked against Rare Breeds that year. Instead of me laying down, I'm coming back. Maybe we're going to make it closer than 13.
And that's 100% real. Because like I told you, Jonah, I got off my last team, I got 4 or 5 kids that are 4-stars right now. I got almost every major Power 5 school in the country after them. And they all still talk about those 2-3 games we went and we played Rare Breed or we played Georgia Seminoles and this and that, and how it changed how they look at the game. And here's the proof in the pudding. Remember Dream Team, Jonah? Remember Dream Team? We're going to see kids from Dream Team. Now that Georgia has passed that bill, I wouldn't be surprised we don't see these kids from that Dream Team walking around with 6-figure NIL deals while they're still in high school, man.
Look at the quarterback. Look at Coach P's
iron
son.
Sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron, bro.
Coach P's son, one of the top quarterbacks right now. Just, so these are teams that played against the teams, played against the Big Purple team. These are teams. So listen, man, we just want to make sure we continue giving y'all the platform. We're not going to let up. We're not going to make the competition easy. We're not going to water it down with 400 teams. We're not going to waste y'all time. Come in, get out, play the top teams, get the great experience. Y'all enjoy yourself while y'all down here, and we'll see y'all the next year, man. So, Clay, so that answers y'all question, y'all. We're going to keep making it do what it do. Next week, 2 things going down, 3 things going down. More invites. Get ready to light that cigar. More invites. What if brackets and the rankings drop next week, Tuesday, right here, Football Uncut, man. Hey, Clay is about to light up. I'm about to go ahead and sip up. You feel me? I've been waiting for the show to wrap up. You understand what I'm saying? And we're going to make it do what it do, man. And, of course, as always, I'm Jonah Willett, my partner in crime, Clayton Guillory. Al is on the 1s and 2s. Al is getting ready for the YNC Championship, the best live streaming. Don't even play with my dog. He is on top of the game. As a matter of fact, he is the game. Understand that. We'll see y'all next week. Next time, same place. Football Uncut, right here on every Tuesday night.
Let's go.